Welcome to a short presentation from Targeted Hypnotherapy on dealing with retrenchment. Real strategies to help you cope, rebound and confidently move forward in your career and in your life. Retrenchment is perhaps one of the most difficult things you'll ever have to cope with in your professional life. It can most definitely have profound impact on your personal life, your relationships and your health as well. One of the things that makes it so hard to deal with is that often it comes as a complete surprise. You're unprepared mentally and emotionally, perhaps even financially. Are you or perhaps someone close to you being affected by retrenchment right now? If so, you're dealing with a life event that can either make or break you. It's far less likely, in fact, to be somewhere in between. In the next few minutes, I'm going to cover some pretty tough ground, but it's important that you hear it and understand the realities. Ignoring this stuff and going into denial isn't going to make it go away. Stick with me though. I'm going to also provide you with some great ideas and strategies that can help you be one of the ones that this experience makes rather than breaks. I'm going to show you a way through this, a way to emerge better, stronger, more confident, to take your next life steps purposefully while holding your self-image, self-respect and dignity together, to stand out amongst others going through the same thing, to get back into the swing of your career, whatever that might mean for you, to maintain your strength and keep your edge and your wits about you, and through the process to retain and build admiration and respect. Let's face it, the way you handle this mentally and emotionally will be plainly apparent to those in your life. Your family, colleagues, friends, and of course, potential new employers. And don't underestimate the effect it's going to have on you subconsciously. The way you handle this will shape how you think and feel about yourself, not only now but going forward, perhaps for the rest of your life. It can change your life trajectory, for better or worse. It will almost certainly influence how you think people see and regard you. Perhaps you might even feel a little judged. All of this can in turn influence the vibe and the tone you put out to the world. I'm sure you've seen the bad news cases in your time. You know the ones I mean. Poor attitude, a defeatist and pathetic demeanour, anger, desperation, entitlement, injustice, timidity, crushed confidence and insecurity, victim mentality, social withdrawal. For some, it manifests in palpable anxiety and panic. You can almost smell the desperation. Eventually, such people are candidates for depression and other health problems. Of course, none of this inspires confidence, trust or respect in others. In fact, if you let this run its course in the way that I've just described, it will almost certainly trigger thoughts, feelings and ultimately reactions in others that you just don't want. Sure, for a while you might get a little sympathy, maybe empathy, but it's going to wear pretty thin pretty soon. It's often the case that when it does, it triggers a downward spiral in thinking, feelings, self-esteem, confidence, making you harder and harder to get along with and making you less and less attractive to a future employer. So what are you going to do about it? Will you rebound, reinvent and purposefully move on to find and secure your next role and vocation, presenting a positive and confident demeanour? How will you get your head clear to think this through rationally and constructively, to build your plan? And from where will you summon the motivation, focus, energy and momentum to turn this around? It all needs to come from deep within you, from your unconscious mind, the part of your mind that controls your thoughts and feelings. It shapes not only how you see yourself, but influences the way you feel that others perceive you. It's where your motivation and drive comes from. Your unconscious is where all the positive resources and traits that you've built up through your life and your career reside. Even if, perhaps, at the moment, they're a little bruised and hard to find. That's where I can help. I'm Paul Mullins, Principal Clinician at Targeted Hypnotherapy. If you're dealing with retrenchment right now, you've got a lot on your plate, a lot on your mind, a lot to think about and deal with. All of the areas that I spoke about in this presentation are right in the sweet spot to be treated well and effectively through clinical hypnotherapy. For many years I worked in the corporate sector. I understand what you're going through. I've lived it both from the employer and the employee perspective. I'm not some theorist. I'm not going to spend months admiring your problem. You need to get on with this now. Through a course of 3 or 4 treatments, probably spanning a month, I'll make sure that if you're entertaining any fears or anxiety, that we deal with them, that we keep your energy and momentum going, that you feel confident about putting yourself out there and putting yourself forward to help you stand out from the others going through this same set of challenges and problems. Clinical hypnotherapy addresses directly your unconscious mind. I can make an enduring difference that can really, really help. Look up my website, www.targetedhypnotherapy.com.au. There's a wealth of information in there on my practice, how I operate, and understanding hypnotherapy more generally. There's even a section in there on professional performance enhancement that I really encourage you to look at. As you read that professional performance enhancement page, don't be surprised if you notice quite a number of areas that you think are highly relevant to what it is that you need. Look around further, you'll see that in my practice I treat a very wide range of conditions and problems. Anxiety is a really, really common one. Fears, phobias, trauma, public speaking, addictions. Whatever's going on for you, you can rest assured I'll design a tailored treatment plan specific to what's going on for you, focusing on the things that you want to amplify in your skill set, reinforce thinking, build strengths, dial down anxiety and concern and fear. Get the blend right to get you balanced and ready to put your very best foot forward as you pursue the next step in your career. I look forward to working with you to get the very best result possible. I'm Paul Mullins. I look forward to seeing you in my practice. Thank you.